As classroom teachers, if I told you right now that I can give you something that has everything you need built in, you don't have to have your binders of curriculum documents and your outcomes and your I can statements and all of your targets, it's all built right in. What would you think of that? So basically, that's what Edwin is.
In a physical school, you can see people and you can develop relationships in person and build on those relationships. In virtual school, I didn't know my staff.
There's no manual on how to teach during a pandemic. We're all trying to figure it out.
One of the biggest challenges with everything that COVID has brought into the mix is the short notice of us planning and delivering an online program to students and creating a classroom atmosphere online, which takes time.
Sometimes we actually have to go back and start at, what is Edwin? We've been calling it a digital learning ecosystem, which can kind of go in one ear and out the other. What we have done is followed exactly where the greatest need is.
Getting a bunch of platforms or tools that they need to sit and spend hours trying to figure out, it's not realistic. There isn't the time in the day to do that, or in the evening, or any time. There just is no time.
This heavy lifting that teachers are doing on the internet at night by themselves, we can take away that and relieve that extra time pressure that is the last thing that teachers need.
I was in it the first hour and I was creating my own collections. I couldn't believe it. And I hadn't had a tutorial. I had literally watched about 5 minutes of a video. It was so simple to use that you actually felt like you had time to play around in the program and check things out and start creating and building.
One of the things that sets Edwin apart is that the collections have been able to be curated to support teaching and learning with contemporary issues.
If a teacher in Flin Flon, Manitoba says, I would really like something for Louis Riel Day, and I know that's 5 days away, we can actually turn it around and say, well, here you go.
You're using a material, sometimes you're just bringing one perspective, but I find the Edwin resources bring like different global issues and bring different global perspectives as well.
Let's talk about truth and reconciliation as an example. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter as an example. And when you look at what has been curated to be able to support objective teaching of these topics, we have a world-class resource.
They're more interested in what we're doing because it does not really teach them only about like curriculum stuff, but how those curriculum things are connected to the real world.
I'm so quick to say, go on to Edwin, check that out, and answer for yourself. We were doing a poetry unit recently, and I didn't have enough books for everybody. And the kids were like, well, can we go check and see if there's poems on Edwin? I'm like, go for it.
It's not just about teachers curating content and pushing it out to the kids. It's about teaching kids how to sift through content and be able to look at it with a critical eye and really show what they know in a way that is natural and comfortable for them and for the teacher too.
They're not just taking in the content, they're actually creating, and it gives them so many opportunities. Like we had kids during COVID doing digital journals. Those pieces have allowed us to take it beyond just a textbook.
They're more excited and they want to learn and they're more engaged with the material. They're challenged. So those are some things I'm noticing.
Research has shown when you get kids engaged, that's step one, and then all the other steps are less consequential. It's really about where the students want to go, where they're curious, and then empowering them to actually go there.
Students are more engaged when they're kind of in control of their learning. It makes the experience more authentic and it makes them buy into what's happening a lot more when they're kind of at the driving wheel.
That kind of eyes lit up, light bulb kind of moments that we get when we talk to students directly about Edwin or why I'm in it.
The introduction of Edwin has led to the most talking I've seen amongst my team. Edwin kind of opened that door for them to engage each other about their practice, what's working, what's not working, and again, the future of Edwin in each other's classroom. So I was really excited to see that.
We're really excited that we have Edwin to use now as part of our programming.
My conditions are not ideal, and the thing about Edwin is that it's made it so much easier for me to be able to spend that time with my kids actually using the material and the tools that I have.